Hello, this is Pat Simmons. I'd like to congratulate Gareth Jones on Speed on their 100th episode. If it had been my show, it would have crashed after show 13. Ha!
Okay, yes. Now, you want me to record, yeah?
Yeah.
Standby is flashing. Do I have to press it again?
No, it'll just take a moment to do
Oh, okay, it's recording now.
Okay, here we go. That worked.
I've got such a gobful of pastry.
Well, the thing is, we have to decide what to talk about, because this show can't be as long as the others, because it's going to be video. It's going to be a huge file.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be shorter, which means there's a whole bunch of stuff we can't talk about. So what are we going to talk about? Flav?
Flav.
Gotta be.
And the whole Renault thing.
Yeah.
Possibly motor show.
God,
there was loads
of things at Frankfurt.
Loads of electric stuff.
Lotus,
Zytek, possibly.
Lotus.
back in F1.
Okay.
Except they're not Lotus.
That's probably it.
That's probably enough for a show.
Probably all we've got time for.
Quick thought: we might. You won't be able to edit out quite as many fluffs or anything like that. More of them for me than you two. So we might just. Yeah, I've probably just got to think about what I say before I open my mouth a little bit more.
Well, that'll be a first. No,
It might also
easy.
be the first time that anyone realises we've all got Tourette's.
Finish your coffee, and we'll go and set up in the studio, or as I prefer to call it,
That room over there.
my living room. Yeah. Hello and welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed. For the first time, a television programme, I suppose it is. Is it a television programme or is it a podcast with cameras pointing in the living room?
That would be a vodcast, I think.
I think it's vodcast. We're in sort of web video territory, but yeah.
Web video territory. He's Richard.
Hello.
He's Zog.
Hello.
And you know who I am.
That's really weird. That's the first time I've suddenly had to think I've got to look at a camera while we do that.
We don't have
It's
to
a
be
bit
obsessed
weird.
with that. We should
If
talk to each
you're,
other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this
Sorry,
and not
cameras.
watching this, then this is just going to be extraneous information. But what you should do is, I don't know, go to an internet somewhere and look up us speaking to you now for the first time in Vision, which is weird. So
It's very odd.
It is
It's
very
almost like being a real telly programme, but not. Okay, Renault Crashgate. First of all, do we have to call it Crashgate?
no, because we've discussed this before. This gate thing is deeply irritating.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
And
What do we call it then?
I want a scandal to happen. You know, I live up in Highgate in North London,
Yeah.
and I want a scandal to happen there because then they'll have to call it Highgate Gate.
Hey!
And hopefully, in doing so, they'll realise that the gate thing is ridiculous. So no, the Crashgate. I don't know. It is that Renault scandal, that most appalling piece of nonsense.
The
That's been
PK
going on.
affair.
The
Yes.
I like
How
that.
about
Actually, the PK affair is what Flavio Briatore was alluding to in his rather bitchy stab back at
How
PK.
disgraceful was that? I mean, 'cause I thought it was.
Explain what this is for those who don't know.
It's quite possible that what Flavio Briatore alleged was libelous, but he made some allegations about Piquet's private life. After Piquet had made a statement to the FIA about being asked to crash at the Singapore Grand Prix, in retaliation, Briatore came back with supposedly legal action in France. Although, as far as I can tell, that was just Flavio talking about taking legal action. Nothing was ever started, so that was a big lie. And he made allegations about Piquet's private life, which looks rather like trying to sort of draw attention away from the important stuff, i.e. whether he and/or Pat Simmons asked Piquet to crash. It's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. There we go. That's
But it was quite playgroundy, I thought.
Yeah,
Basically, it was Flav going,
yeah.
he is a smell of poo. He smells. He's a smelly boy. And it was just so pathetically childish, but also the way that he couched it in sort of vague terms. And I can't remember the exact quotes, but he was sort of saying, I'm not suggesting anything, but he is a Gaylord.
Hey! That's pretty much exactly what he
Shall
said.
I cover
think,
my mouth
verbatim.
when I say things that you're going to have to beat?
All right, listen. Look at that camera over there, right? Hands up, speedists, and you guys at home or on your iPod or wherever you're watching, listening. If you think Flav and Pat may have been guilty. Violet Berlin, can we have your hand in as well? Yeah.
Hello.
Not tall enough to appear on the podcast, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm barely tall enough to appear on the podcast.
And you were standing on Roddy Corbett's shoulders then, weren't you, as well? She's crawling through
Crawling on the floor.
Why are you
You're going to take our
crawling
word for this because you can't see this, but Violet has just crawled to the other side of the room.
Really strange.
What is the point of videoing this programme when Violet crawls through frames so we can't see you?
I didn't want my face to be in the way.
Oh, it's a lovely face, better than ours. Anyway, I'm thinking of suing Formula One for the embarrassment it's caused us. Because if you listen back to the show we recorded after Singapore last year, we said, well done, Alonso, wasn't that a magnificent win? Oh, the shame, that's got to be worth 30 Welsh pounds.
We're going to sue them for helping to make us look a little bit silly.
We do
pretty
something I've
difficult.
realised quite recently.
Go on.
Is that I really don't like Alonso at all. I've realised what a duplicitous little is. And I can't remember what it was, but it slipped my mind that he completely stitched up McLaren and Lewis Hamilton and everyone and Ron Dennis and what a viperous little.
He has a ruthless streak.
So I just cover my mouth so that on camera you
can't tell it that you actually said. Yeah. I like the idea that someone pointed out to me recently via the Gareth Jones TV Twitter thing that, what is the common denominator between the shameful McLaren scandal and the shameful Renault scandal? And he gave you the answer there.
It's a devious Spaniard.
Somehow. And he claims to have known nothing in both cases.
Yes, I know.
Hola, this is Fernando Alonso. I would like to have wished Gareth Jones on Speed congratulations for their 100th episode. But unfortunately, I know nothing about it. I was somewhere else at the time. It was nothing to do with me. Lewis Hamilton made me do it.
Sniff Petrol with Gareth Jones on Speed!
I don't think any worse of Alonso myself for this, but
No, I don't. I just realised I don't
he
like
is
him.
ruthless.
I'd forgotten that I don't like him. You know, sometimes you
Incredibly
just forget stuff, and then you suddenly remember. It's like suddenly going. You go into a shop and you buy a Caramac. You haven't bought one for ages, and you suddenly go, "Oh, I've completely forgotten how much I like these." It's like that with Alonso. This scandal is reminding me that I don't like him at all. I think he's a very good driver, but I also think he's a treacherous little
driver.
I'm just going to take a little video on my telephone. Because we haven't got a camera on.
Okay.
TV's Violet Berlin.
What are you saying?
So we're gonna. Okay, so this is now a.
Look at that. Over there. Just to show you that the effort that's going into this. Look, here we are. There's Gareth. There's Zog.
And there's Violet with her own camera.
There. We've got a big Stylee thing there. We've got lights. We've got another light up there.
Those are the guitars that record the songs.
TV's Violet Berlin.
The keyboards.
The keys, where some of the musical magic. I should also add, there's the logo on the screen, some things we don't normally have when we do this show. Our own logo on a television behind. It's very weird. I'm going to stop doing a kind of peeling back the curtain jobby there.
Guten Tag, Damen und Herren, und willkommen to the 2009 Frankfurt Auto Show, the show of electric cars. This is a landmark moment in the history of this most famous of auto shows, and we are very proud that the electric future...
I am so sorry. Our spokesman has run out of power. I will have to recharge him. Please be waiting for about 18 hours.
Sniff Petrol with Gareth Jones on Speed!
You're listening to and watching Gareth Jones on Speed to mark our 100th episode of this ridiculous little show, which I'll come to that in a moment, all right? I'll come to my thoughts on the last episode. I want to talk about road cars. We've done race cars. Let's talk about road cars. Frankfurt is where all the road cars are last week now. There's an awful lot of electric cars at Frankfurt. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, it seems as if even the motor press, who a couple of years ago were saying, electric cars, no, they're never going to catch on. It's always going to be the petrol engine car. They're suddenly going, no, actually, electric cars, yeah, they're going to save the planet. Discuss.
Well, in the first place, I'm not surprised. It was obvious. I'm also not surprised that there were... like I say, it's electric cars, not hydrogen cars. Of course, the electric thing is smart. The hydrogen thing is a bit dumb. I think, discuss. But yeah, so that's all making sense. And the thing that really caught my eye, really interesting little product announced in the run-up to the show, is that little 3-cylinder engine that Lotus announced. It's a little package of it's a very efficient 3-cylinder internal combustion engine, which will run on a variety of fuel, has a little generator package with it, and the idea is that it's a range extender. It's the smart kind of range extender. I think this is the way to do these things for an electric vehicle.
And who'd have thought that General Motors, possibly the car company in the biggest trouble of all car companies at the moment, is the company who have the march on all the others over range extender technology, with the Ampera and the Volta, who are all who are all going to be enormously popular in America and probably genuinely popular in Europe as well.
Yeah, although this is it's more you say technological edge, it's more that they're they made
application.
a strategic,
Yeah.
Exactly, that they made a strategic decision or a marketing decision to work on those products. The technology isn't necessarily that.
It's not innovative, no. It's just the application and combination of those two together. Do you
On
believe?
an eco tip, by the way, did you know that in the UK the Toyota Prius is now Toyota's second best-selling model?
No. And what is the biggest?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and the answer is I don't know, but I'm guessing it's the Yaris.
The Yaris, yeah, probably not the Auris. No, but have you seen an
No.
Auris?
I
Did you
don't-
buy an Auris?
I don't
know
think
anyone
you'd
who
remember
did.
if you had seen one.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's the
no, I
trouble.
think it's the Yaris. But that's a guess. But anyway, the Prius is second.
Well,
At the moment,
yeah,
mind you, the new car market is all over the shop at the moment because of the scrappage scheme. I mean, Hyundai is sort of
Massive.
challenging. Yeah, in fact, I just got home this morning, and I've been away for the weekend. And in the post was a cardboard tube, which turns out to be one of those air rocket things. You just plunge the thing, and there's a little foam rocket on top, shoots in the air. A promotional item from Hyundai with sales rocketing written up on it. This is my friend Tom, who's an ex-journo, now runs PR at Hyundai in Britain. Tom, if you're watching, just stop wasting your money on these things that the postman has to leave on my doorstep. But they were celebrating the fact that the i20, their sort of super mini car, is now outselling the Corsa and is the third biggest selling car in Britain at the moment.
That's what explains why I got one of those promotional things from General Motors or Vauxhall UK this week, which was a plunger.
Yes, I got a lead balloon through the post.
Come on, you seen electric cars you like, Richard?
I like the idea of that Lotus package thing, which they put into a Jaguar XJ, and that's a very logical melding of a lightweight car, because it's stupid to pretend that everybody will move into smaller cars. Some people will need or want a bigger car, whether it's for prestige or just because they need the room and they're chauffeured around. But if you're going to start making more ecologically minded ones, then this range extender thing is a great idea, but also put it into the very light aluminium chassis of the Jaguar XJ, which is what they've done. And they had a running prototype in the old XJ for a while, apparently, but they've now put it into the new shape XJ to actually show it off to the world. So that was quite interesting. And I think electric cars generally, you're right, they're showing greater promise. What I liked was that as a whole, the Frankfurt show, you saw a lot of people turning their attention to electric cars, range extenders, all these kind of things, and different versions of hybrids and all sorts. And obviously there's a degree of snake oil in some of them, but what I like is that the car industry is showing the world that a big thing like Frankfurt, how much effort they're putting into this, and it would be nice if the car stopped being the pariah for all of the environment's ills.
Well, it has to. The car has to.
We have to continue.
Become
but it's like the domestic boiler industry and actually industry in general and power generation and stuff like that.
Power generation.
Enormous generators of CO2 and stuff like that, but they very rarely sort of have the wagging finger pointed at them, whereas the car is almost constantly blamed for everything that's wrong with everything in the entire world.
There's a car got my attention at Frankfurt, a Peugeot. They're calling it the Ion, the Peugeot Ion, but it looks to me like it's a Mitsubishi iMiev rebadged. Probably because Peugeot have a reciprocal deal with Mitsubishi at the moment. The Outlander is the 4008.
4007, yeah.
7, yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And also the Citroen C
Crosser.
Which I thought a C Crosser usually had P&O written down the side, went from Calais to Cherbourg.
But I'm telling you, I've always liked the iMiev, and a Peugeot badge version's actually slightly more appealing to the great British market, I think. Peugeot do well in this country.
Well, yeah, they've got more dealers and they've got more of a presence here than Mitsubishi.
I think it's a smart move. And if I can get a cable on my own little pair of telegraph poles that reaches from the front door of Speed Towers to a charging point where I can park the car outside, I want an Ion. I really want one. Because most of my journeys, being a dad, I think I've said this before on the show, are delivering my 2 boys around to little things that they have to do all the time. I'm a taxi. I can't drive my big 3-litre in that. I can't drive that diesel Audi I've got outside doing that at the moment. What I could do is drive a little electric car for those sort of jobs, and I would feel great about it. So expect me to be trying to blag one of those for this show before too long, I think. Yeah.
Just before we wrap up Frankfurt, sorry, mate.
Sorry, Frankfurt, I was going to say, one of the vehicles that caught my eye of the cars that were announced, or concept vehicles, was the Audi, electric Audi concept.
Yeah, what's it called?
Oh, it's called the e-tron.
E-tron!
Now, I can't help thinking of that 80s film with those motorbikes on a big grid.
Which they've just remade.
Have they?
Yeah. There's a new sequel to it.
With Jeff Daniels not in the... Well, who's in the
I know
new
he
one?
is,
he's in it. It's fascinating.
But not necessarily good. We'll see. But, the electric Boxster was when everyone was calling this little Audi. And and I think you need these kind of concept cars and real cars to show people that... electric cars don't have to be boring family boxes. They can be exciting things to drive. So well done, Audi. Like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah, I was just going to mention those mini concepts. Awful. See that coupe one, and the designer said, the roofline, which was horrid, was inspired by seeing his son wearing a baseball cap backwards. Now, here's a tip for all car designers: just because you see something doesn't mean you should base other stuff on it. I saw a dog turd outside. I'm not going to design a car that looks like that.
No, I believe that they've already done that already with the mini Crossman, haven't they?
Porsche Cayenne.
And basing any kind of sort of car styling on teenagers' fashion, I don't know, it's probably a dangerous area to get into.
Yeah.
Not wise.
Gareth Jones on Speed 100th episode! Crikey!
Before we go, is there any one thing that you remember from these first 100 shows that you think is worth a mention now that you've got on the tip of your tongue? I know to drop you in it.
No, I can't. I have a terrible memory. It's all been good fun. Yeah, it's all been a blur as well. Mind you, this is a rare recording because I've not got a beer on the go. Usually I try to get more chatty and have a beer and then go home at about 2 a.m. and forget the whole lot.
I think our trip to the British Grand Prix...
which one?
Last year, 2008. 2008 Grand Prix. In that lovely little supercharged Lotus Elise, we had a great time over the weekend with the Renault ING guys.
Thank you, Renault.
And it was a fantastic race. We watched Hamilton take a fabulous victory. That's certainly one of my high points.
For me, the best moment ever on this programme, and Violet, you'll probably remember this as well, was very early on in one of the first shows in which you came on. So it's in before show 10 or something like that, where we were doing a sketch about no need for speed.
Oh yeah.
And so funny was this sketch that we tried to record it 3 times, and I was giggling in fits of giggles at Richard reading this one word.
I've still got the rushes for that on my computer as well because I found them not long ago. And I was trying to find something else. Yes,
it was the
shambles.
The word beige. And what we'll do at the end of this programme, when it's all over, I'll put up the Gareth Jones on Speed logo and I'll play you that outtake, which we've saved, which is just divine. I hope you'll find it funny. Thank you for downloading this fantastic little daft idea of Zogs, which, Richard, thank you for joining in on me doing this. And Violet.
Thank you for providing Zog and I with a photo booth. Curtain to present this programme against. It's really nice that we've actually got stools. You can't see them. We've got stools. You spin them round to make them lower or higher.
Actually, I could do a new passport photo if I just
if you just hold that
for a second.
No, you've got to be slightly overexposed and look vaguely startled.
Right,
I can fix it.
Hello. You're
insulting
the decor now. Stop
TV's Violet.
Go for it.
Discipline.
Most of all, big thanks to Violet for letting us turn this living room into an audio and now a television studio.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
You've been listening to Gareth
it.
Jones on Speed. Violet, you usually do the thing at the end of the programme that says contact us. Do you know that off by heart?
I can't remember it. You can contact the show at www.garethjones.tv or email us or download the show for free from iTunes.
Very good. Thank you. Say goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
We waved. I don't know, we've always waved, but they saw us
Nice
wave.
that our bizarre
The first
gestures are finally being recorded.
Excellent.
That's it.
Good
Nice
stuff.
one.
Gareth Jones on speed!
Are we running?
Yeah, running.
Coming soon on the Spectrum Obsolete. No Need for Speed. Featuring over 2,000 completely unstimulating cars. All the road rules. All the speed limits. All the traffic. With realistic Vauxhall Vectra vectoring and Sanyong Rexton texturing. Sorry, I'll do that again. Yeah. For completely... Oh, we've got completely already, so...
For normal,
Yeah,
for totally...
totally or utterly. Something like that.
utterly.
For utterly normal driving, choose between cars like the Nissan Sentra, frugal, the Hyundai Sonata, spacious, or the Volkswagen Jetta, beige.
Just say beige again for me, that was beautiful.
Do you want to do the whole line or just beige?
No, just beige.
It's probably my throat. Go on after that. No, you've sent me.
Beige.
Have we got a clean one of those? Do you want me to do it again? You're listening to Gareth Jones on Speed, where Gareth Jones is having some problems.
That was the most powerful sound of beige.
Do you need another beige?
Yeah, one more. I won't laugh, look at me.
Beige. Featuring realistic free insurance offers and 5-bit vector mapping chronic depreciation. The Clive Sinclair fan club said, "I've never seen so many Kias and I didn't want to." No need for speed. Drive the minicabs of tomorrow, today. From the makers of Grand Sensible Auto.
Me, that was the best saying of beige I've ever heard in my life.
Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whizbang.